Good morning, Washington. How you doing, everybody? It's the 10th of February, 2012. Okay, folks. What's up today? Washington Post. Really sad story here about a paramedic dying of injuries after falling off a overpass there on I-395. You know, the Post stuck this story at the very, very bottom of the metro section. Kind of, I don't know. It just seemed to me, reading this story, it really deserved to be on page one. They should have played it up a little more. It's a heartbreaking, heart-touching story there. And I don't know. Go figure. Jamal Muhammad, a really cool guy from WPFW, passed away about a week ago. I don't think I've seen a write-up yet in the Washington Post. He was a jazz legend in Washington. Why not? A write-in, a big style section profile. Nope, nothing. They ought to be reading DCR-TV like Paul Farley does. Get some tips on what to cover. Interesting editorial today in Washington Post, a battle over bags. The Washington Post once, they think the bag tax is good. You go to a grocery store and you have to pay 5 cents for a grocery bag, to bring your stuff home. People are claiming that these plastic bags get thrown by the wayside and get washed into the rivers and all that stuff. And Montgomery has a bag tax and D.C. has a bag tax, and now the Washington Post editorializes that Prince George's County should have a bag tax too. However, the one thing that is exempt from the bag tax, of course, are those bags that your Washington Post comes in, right? So your grocery bags, yeah, they should be taxed. But the plastic bag that your Washington Post comes in the morning, no. Of course, that's exempt from the tax. You're not getting hit with a 5-cent charge every time your Washington Post comes. I don't know. Yeah, a grocery bag, a Washington Post bag, they're both plastic bags. They both can cause environmental havoc. It just seems crazy. Why doesn't the Washington Post say, okay, Prince George's County on Montgomery and D.C., why don't you charge 5 cents for every bag, including a Washington Post or another newspaper bag, because they're just as damaging to the environment as a Safeway or a Giant bag, right? No, there's politics involved, you see, The Washington Post would obviously not give the supporters of these bag taxes any support if they were going to tax a Washington Post bag now, would they? I don't know, man. All right, what else is going on today? Media Bistro has some really cool blogs. I like their TV Spy and their TV News. They're not the most interesting blogs in the world, but they do a good job of covering, media news and all that. Then you look at this Fishbowl DC. It's a funny little blog. It's kind of nutty. I don't know. But look at this. Yesterday, there I am. Look at Mr. Military Stud there. Oh, I guess I really bother the heck out of them. I don't know. They have a nice little thing about my birthday and what an idiot I am and how I have a squirrely beard and how I have filthy looking military fatigues. They're just mad because, I get all the traffic. They try to do this little media blog where they just uber cover Capitol Hill media, and who cares about that other than the people in Capitol Hill media? And I cover everything. They cover this tiny little area around Capitol Hill, and I cover Washington, the whole area, and Baltimore, and all over the place. There's some valid Capitol Hill media news that happens, but, they're just this little tiny little niche site where they, and they're jealous. They're just bent out of shape about it. A lot of radio personalities, I've gone out to lunch with radio folks and stuff and TV folks, and they say, Dave, I just don't like all that criticism I get on your mailbag and stuff. And I said, hey, don't worry about it. Take everything you see in the press, the media, internet sites, and take it all as good. And if they're talking about you, that's good. If it's bad, it's good. If you're a media person, really, you should just kind of look at it all as good stuff, because that's what they should be talking. Blah blah blah. More buyouts at Gannett. Okay, look at the Washington Post having buyouts. I don't know. It doesn't look good for a lot of these newspapers, man. What other big news? Yeah, as I led with at the top of the show, Jamal Muhammad was a long time personality on WPFW, which is Pacific Station. Pacifica's WPFW 89.3. They kind of are a talkie station during the day, and then at night, and then on weekends, they'll run jazz and other music programming. Well, he was known as their jazz historian. And he passed away last Saturday. I don't know his age. I don't know if that's been publicized, but they had a service for him yesterday, Thursday, in D.C. But interesting little link to a capitalbop.com piece from Luke Stewart. And a nice piece there that he wrote up. You can check that out on DCR TV. But Muhammad was a D.C. native, and he went up to New York for a while, came back to D.C. in the 80s, and then joined PFW. So he's been working there for 30-ish years, and one of the station's most beloved personalities. And he had a reputation as being one of the city's top jazz historians and a lovable jazz radio personality. I'm sure the Washington Post is going to write this up eventually, but why is it taking him a week to do it? I don't know. Okay. Somebody sent me this clip, and I'm just going to let you hear it. And you can make your comments on it however the hell. Oh, look, there I am. I put my picture up there. Yeah. Anyhow, let me know what you think of this.
WGMP News Time, 11:48. Traffic and weather together on the 8s. Here's Laura Kraft in the WGMP Traffic Center.
We had an accident in Fairfax County, Lee Jackson Highway, Route 50 at Stonecroft Road. A car flipped over and a person was ejected. Making your trip around the Beltway in Virginia. It's good from the lead.
Okay. A funny little blooper there from, I guess that was WTOP traffic, back before it was WTOP traffic, back when it was Metro traffic, whatever. But that was Barton Eckert doing the lead in there. The great Barton Eckert, who used to be a TV news anchor on Channel 5, and now you still hear him doing Washington Business Journal reports, I think, for WTOP. So there. Okay. Birthday plus 2. Okay, here's another interesting thing. I was thinking, WNEW needs a better signal into the western suburbs. Nassau's going to be selling off its 103.1 in Frederick. It's a good signal, but it's not a great signal. But what is a pretty great signal is 99.1, which is Clear Channel's Aloha Trust signal in Frederick, which is WFRE. WFRE gets great ratings with its country format there in Frederick. Why don't we just do a little jiggling of the dial there, huh? Why don't we have CBS? Maybe CBS could buy both of those signals. They could buy 99.1, and they could buy 103.1. I don't know. Anyhow, so what we do? No, I don't know what I'm talking about. CBS. They're on 99.1 out of an Anne Arundel County, Crofton area, cover the D.C. area, but not a great signal into Northern Virginia. How about CBS also buying 99.9 in Frederick? Then they would be on, WNEW would be on 99.1 and 99.9. They could just be a 99 station. Just call it WNEW 99, right? On either side of 99.5. That would give WNEW a great signal. They have a great signal now into Baltimore, into D.C., but not into Northern Virginia. 99.9 would give it a great signal in the Western Metro and Loudoun and Fairfax and all that. That might be a good way to go. 99.1, 99.9. Now, Clear Channel put that 99.9 signal in the Aloha Trust a couple of years ago because they're planning to sell it, right? So why don't they sell it? Now, of course, that would leave Frederick without its top-rated WFRE. Well, why doesn't WFRE then move to one of the other signals in Frederick, like 103.1? You could put WFRE on 103.1. Now, maybe CBS could buy both signals and keep WFRE going on 103.1, which is a great signal for Frederick. They would cover the Frederick area, so the people in Frederick could have their beloved WFRE, and WNEW could then use 99.9 to get better coverage in the Metro D.C. area. So I think that's a win-win situation. What do you think? All right, folks, that's Dave TV for today. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. So, there.